In a small, secluded village surrounded by dense forest and rolling hills, there was a house that no one dared to approach. It stood on the edge of the village, old and crumbling, with vines creeping up its walls. The villagers said it was cursed, haunted by a restless spirit, and anyone who entered would never be the same. For generations, the house remained untouched, until one fateful night when a young man named Kwame, curious and defiant, decided to uncover the truth. It was a warm evening, and the village was alive with the sounds of people finishing their daily chores. Kwame, however, could not stop thinking about the house on the edge of the village. His friends had often dared him to go near it, but he always brushed off their challenges. Yet tonight, something was different. He felt an urge, an almost magnetic pull, toward the old house. The stories about the house didn't scare him, in fact, they intrigued him. Despite warnings from the village elders, Kwame was determined. He had heard enough of the whispered tales and the hushed warnings. There is no such thing as spirits, he told himself as he grabbed a lantern and set off towards the house under the cover of night. When Kwame reached the door, he hesitated for a moment. The house seemed even more ominous up close. The wooden door was slightly ajar, creaking in the gentle breeze. He could feel a strange energy emanating from within, but he shook off his nerves and pushed the door open. The inside of the house was dark and cold. Dust hung in the air, and the floor creaked beneath his feet. As he explored the rooms, he found nothing out of the ordinary, just old furniture and forgotten belongings. But in the center of the house, there was a door. It was small, ancient, and covered in strange carvings that seemed to glow faintly in the lantern's light. Curiosity got the better of him. He reached out to touch the carvings, but as soon as his fingers grazed the door, he felt a cold gust of wind blow through the house. The door rattled violently, and Kwame stumbled back in shock. For a moment, everything went still, but then a voice echoed through the room, a whisper that chilled him to his core. "Who dares to disturb my rest?" Kwame's heart raced as he realized the villagers' stories were true. The spirit was real, and it was angry. The spirit emerged from the shadows, its form ethereal and glowing with a pale blue light. It was the spirit of the village's elder, who had passed away long ago but remained tied to the house, guarding its secrets. The elder spirit had been waiting for someone foolish enough to open the door, and now Kwame had unleashed its wrath. "You have broken the seal," the spirit hissed. "Now you must pay the price." Kwame tried to run, but the door slammed shut, trapping him inside. The spirit moved closer, its eyes burning with vengeance. "You wanted to know what lies beyond the door. Now you will see." With a wave of the spirit's hand, the ancient door creaked open, revealing a swirling vortex of light and darkness. Kwame was pulled toward it, unable to resist the force dragging him inside. As Kwame was sucked into the vortex, he found himself in a strange world, an endless expanse of mist and shadows. The spirits of the village's ancestors floated around him, whispering of the past, their voices filled with sorrow and anger. This was the realm of the forgotten, where those who broke the rules were trapped for eternity. Kwame wandered through the mist, desperate to find a way out, but no matter which direction he went, he found only more shadows. He realized with horror that he was doomed to remain here, lost forever, as punishment for his curiosity. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed through the mist. It was the village elder spirit, but this time it sounded softer, almost regretful. "There is only one way to leave this place," the elder said. "You must accept your mistake and learn from it." Kwame dropped to his knees, his heart heavy with remorse. He realized that his defiance and disregard for the village's wisdom had led him to this terrible fate. With tears in his eyes, he begged for forgiveness. The mist began to lift, and the spirits slowly faded away. The elder spirit appeared before Kwame once more, nodding solemnly. "You are free to return, but remember, some doors are meant to remain closed." In a flash of light, Kwame found himself back in the old house, the ancient door closed and sealed once again. He took a deep breath, grateful to be free, but he knew he would never forget what he had seen. As he left the house, the village seemed different. The night was quieter, the air calmer. Kwame had learned a valuable lesson: some secrets are not meant to be uncovered, and sometimes, it is better to respect the mysteries of the past.